Owner of Hendricks Creek Resort, Pat Brendel, tells us about her family's journey with the business and how Duo County Telecom has been a part of its development. This is her story.
Well, I'm Pat Brendel. My husband and I are the owners of Hendricks Creek Resort. It was started in 1954. My husband's family bought the land here, and my father-in-law built the cottages, and he had a manager here from the time it opened until 1960, the fall of 60. And in March of 1961, we decided to come down and take our hand at trying to keep the place open and busy with two small children, and we've been here almost ever since, except for 20 years when we went back to Ohio to live. We are originally from Canton, Ohio, but this is home. We consider Cumberland County our home, but we now have 5 children, and my oldest daughter, Patty, and my youngest, who is my son, Frank, are co-managers, and this is the 3rd generation working here, and we totally love it here, and we think Dale Hollow Lake's one of the most beautiful places in Kentucky to come visit, and we just enjoy being here so much. We have had your phone system since we've been here. And we've been here, of course, since '61. And I'm not positive about the phone system before we came, but I imagine it was Duo County. And we enjoy the people that come to help us and get to know them. And when you're dealing with a great big huge company, that does not happen. And I'm a people person. I like to know people. My husband is on the internet all the time because he answers all our emails, and he has letters our emails come in about the dock, and he answers those, and he's at it every day. He's on the internet, and my daughter uses it tremendously, and she's always online. She does a lot of our business online, and it's just very, very important that we have this all the time. One of the things that I find is that the internet has been very helpful in that we have always, for many years, gone to different cities to travel and vacation sports shows. And we can see a huge decline in attendance at those shows and reservations being taken at those shows, and people can get online at home, sitting in their jammies if they so desire, and get on the internet and check out all kinds of places, and they don't have to go to a show, pay to park, pay to get in, pay to have drinks and food for their family if they take them, and spend beaucoup of money. They can hunt for what they want to do right on the internet, and we find we get a lot of reservations off of the internet. In our home, we have a three-line phone and an intercom system. And at night, when the store closes, my husband and I answer all the business calls, and we have our own line. In fact, I have 2 lines in my home because sometimes my husband gets on the phone and the other 2 lines are busy, and I can't ever have a phone to use when I want one or need it. So we called this last fall, and we now have 2 lines, personal lines in our home, plus the internet, plus two business lines and an intercom service. So that has helped us a great deal. It's very important to have our landline because we've not, lots of times, not been able to have our cell phones work here. We just don't. So if there's a real emergency, you want to be able to pick up your telephone and call your emergency people to get themselves here as quickly as they possibly can. And with a landline phone, we can do that anytime. I mean, anytime, day or night. Whereas with a cell phone, that does not always work. I know a couple years ago we had some water damage in our home, and we had to live in one of our cottages on the hillside. And they came down and installed lines to our cottage so that we could have phone service in the phone. And we lived in the cottage for 3 winters because our house had had mold in it, and I couldn't go in there because I have asthma. But we had that phone service in our cottage, and then this winter we had one of our employees live in the cottage, and we were thankful that we had the phone service there for him, because when we weren't here, they could answer the phones at night when we couldn't. Phone rings constantly, and sometimes it takes 2 or 3 people to answer the phone so we can get all of our calls answered on time. We don't like to let them ring more than 2 or 3 times before we answer the phone, because we're a business and we want people to know we're here and we're on the ball.